What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of RawGameplay.com, where the only thing we like raw is our video gameplay. Once again, I'm one of your hosts, Michael C. Hurdle, Xbox 360 gamer tag, Raw Gameplay, and PlayStation 3 ID, Raw Gameplay as well.
And I'm Corey Ashley, Xbox 360 gamer tag, Neo Supreme, and PlayStation ID, Supreme Neo in reverse.
That's right. And like I always say, Raw Gameplay, just in case you're new to the show, Raw Gameplay is your #1 source for video game news, podcasts, video gameplay information from two regular guys like Corey and myself who stand in front of the screen and talk to you about video games and give you our take on the fact of the matter. And we hope that you hit that subscribe button not too far over there on Corey's side and the right here below me on YouTube, the 5-star button. Bless us, please, because we're just regular guys that's not getting paid for this.
No.
Okay?
And we're not sponsored or infiltrated yet.
No, we're not sponsored or infiltrated. I'm glad you said yet. Yet. Thank you for watching another episode. And we just want to let you know, first things first, before we go on, like I said before, we'd like to thank everybody who made donations to RawGameplay.com.
Yes. We're probably going to start have like giving T-shirts out or something. But we thank you for the support, the extra support.
That extra support, it makes a difference because all these games that we buy with our own money. We don't have anybody giving us the games. I mean, we had that before, but once in a blue moon they would do it, but they can't do it all the time. But right. So it comes out of our own pocket. So
and they do add up.
And they do add up. I mean, so we have almost all the games that came out in 2008 and currently 2009.
I don't even want to calculate that.
I calculated it, and it's not pretty. Okay, I calculated it. I sat there and calculated every game that we bought.
You can keep that dollar to yourself, please.
Oh, okay.
I made sure to make myself ignorant to that.
Yeah. So, oh my God. So in today's, so let's get straight to the meat. In today's, as a matter of fact, in today's episode, we're going to talk about the King of the Fighters 12 for the Xbox 360 that just dropped.
Like a lot of you guys were waiting for.
Thank you very much. And I think that's the only thing we're going to actually talk about today. Is the King of the Fighters 12 because I think it's
probably roll into something else. But
knowing us, we're going to get distracted and talk about something else.
We're going to try and keep on the lines of King of the Fighters 12. A lot of people were waiting for it. As well as us too. But
before we move on, I'd like to say our birthday, 1-year anniversary is coming up soon. It's September 5th.
It's a year already.
A year already. Actually, our first initial episode was released September 30th, but we like to officially make it September 5th because it's like right before school starts. Yeah. So because when we want to have our little party or whatever, we've got official. Let me get this piece of paper. We've got official confirmation from the Inkwell Cafe. If you want to go www.inkwellcafe.com.
Get all the info, the place where you need. It's actually a really nice place.
It's a really nice place. It's located on 408 Rogers Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11225. The phone number is 718-675-6145. If you didn't get that, just rewind the video, of course. And if you didn't get it because you're on TV, just go to the website and you'll see the video and then rewind the video again.
If you don't have DVR.
Yeah, come hang out with us. We're going to do a countdown from now until September 5th when we have our 1-year birthday of Raw Gameplay being on the air and on the internet. It seems like we've been on here more than a year, but it's been a year almost in September, and we're going to have video games in there. We're going to bring our systems. We're going to have a few giveaways. We're going to party. It's going to cost you absolutely nothing. Come through. We are definitely paying through it through our own pockets, like I said before.
For you guys.
So that's how we roll. And plus, we want to come out party. I already called the cake people. The cake people are going to make us a huge cake with our logo on it. It's going to be dope. So every episode from now on, we're going to talk about it. So please go to the website. Send us an email if you're going to attend and say, hey, look, so we'll know how many people to put down on the list because they're going to make food and stuff like that. Possibly, hopefully.
And we possibly can't finish it all ourselves.
But for real. A cake, video games, hanging out, bugging out, playing games, whatever. So come through. We'll give you more information, but let's get straight to the point. King of the Fighters 12
is here.
And we played it right here. Can I give you a story about the King of the Fighters 12? Like I said, there are a lot of underground places that we go to that I'd rather not say their name because technically they're not supposed to sell the video games yet. Right. So I'm not going to blow their spot up because, whatever. But they know who they are. We called our local video game place that gets the games, not GameStop, because GameStop's like, sorry, if you didn't reserve it, you cannot get it today.
Yeah,
Try us next week.
The good old-fashioned mom and pop shop.
The mom and pop video game stores, which we love the
Even
most.
though it's not really a mom and pop, but
Yeah, but it's like independent video gamers, because we're independent video gamers too. But the King of the Fighters 12, we got it like about 3-4 days ahead of time. Paid a little extra for it. I paid $60 for this one. You paid $60 for yours as well, because we had to go to the same place and get it, and both of us had to play. Came home, popped the King of the Fighters in, and I almost cried.
Why did you almost cry, Michael?
Because the King of the... If I could have cursed... Now, like I said, I have a potty mouth. But because children are looking at this, and most of us who send us emails said they're 14, 12, whatever, so I don't want to use that, because we want to set an example, right?
Yeah, you don't want to send the verbal sewage.
The verbal sewage, right? So I'm like... I'm highly disappointed in the King of the Fighters 12, son.
You are?
Man,
You know what? Yeah, me too. I am too.
Let's start off with the visuals, because since we started the show, I've been rambling on. Let's start off with the visuals. I'll let you go in there.
The visuals are sharp looking, much like Blade's Bluish. In a sense, I say because it just looks like a little sharp. The characters look a bit sharp to me. Like I guess when I saw the King of Fighters on the Dreamcast, in a sense. So I'm like, okay, it looks nice, but to me, it doesn't really look King of Fighters. For people who know a little bit of the Neo Geo SNK history in the arcade and their own consoles, with the King of Fighters, Art of Fighting, and the Real Bout characters, SNK did a really good job of following up and coming up with many different installations. Unlike how Street Fighter came out with like one every couple of years or so. They have like a whole slew of Real Bout. Art of Fighting is like very old for people who know about that.
Oh, that's the Neo Geo heads out there.
And King of Fighters is like a compilation of different characters from their older fighting game franchises and like new characters they threw up in there in the mix.
Almost like a Bloodsport.
Yes, it's a lot like a Bloodsport. So it's like a lot more story and science behind it, behind just the storyline and the actual fighting technique. Now, for people who are familiar with Mark of the Wolves or aka Real Bout, whatever, and they have the King of the Fighters. King of the Fighters has a lot more, precise graphics to it. The Mark of the Wolves or Real Bout will have like more like, animated, cartoony look in a sense.
Right.
One of the first things I noticed, as you can see here, this is not like the genuine King of the Fighter graphical fashion that we're like used to. This is a lot more like a Real Bout, where the characters are extra big on the screen. The colors are a bit more loud and lively, even though King of Fighters is known to have, or are known to have, really great backgrounds, because the backgrounds are very distracting for people, who are watching the fight.
I agree.
Whatever. And one of the things that's not King of Fighters like is the boards. From what I understand, there are only like 5 boards.
Why? Why are
only 5 boards to choose from? That's very unlike.
Oh my God.
Very unlike, because many King of Fighters will have like maybe sometimes 2 to 3 different versions of the same board.
That's right. Daytime, nighttime, if it had to.
Right, and there's like 22 characters. There's no like hidden characters that I know of.
Is it 21 or 22?
22.
22 characters? I thought it was 21.
No extras are hidden or alternate versions of what we're used to, but like we're used to in the past. So it's like
so far.
Yeah, so far,
we've been looking for the hidden characters, because I heard a lot of rumors that there are hidden characters in the game. And from what I've done my research so far, we could be wrong, but there are no hidden characters in the game
that we know of so far.
And you want to hear the disappointing part, man? Why, out of all this, it's like they were lazy with this.
Yeah.
It's like, what got me tight? They didn't put Mai in the game.
You're like the second or third person I recall asking about Mai, because she's like usually a character that would be in like King of Fighters, even Real Bout. Well, she was a Real Bout character, but yeah, we're used to seeing certain characters. Now, we understand we have to make room for new characters, but I'm thinking, okay, it's King of Fighters 12. I played King of Fighters 11 for the PS2, the Japanese version, and that was fantastic. They had like a whole slew of characters, it had the different storylines going on. It had, hidden characters, and there's a different array of different characters, so it's like, it was something for everybody. And unlike, I will say the imbalance proportions for Street Fighter 4, there are like many different characters where you could like pick it up, and some of them you could just pick up the controller and just swivel away,
and go
some of them you have to like work with, you have to know what you're doing, but you can still catch wreck with any character in this one.
You know what, let me tell you something. We are King of the Fighters heads. Look at this. This is King of the Fighters 95 for the Neo Geo.
Neo Geo CD.
This was one of the best King of the Fighters.
It was a beautiful
that I've ever played. This is the first
installation.
King of the Fighters I've ever played.
Well, yeah, because 94 came out, and we were like